Comment. Comment. She made helpful comments on my work. I have no comment on that. I wish I'd commented this complicated algorithm back when I remembered how it worked.
Communicate. Communicate. We only communicate by email. The prisoner was forbidden to communicate with his family.
Community. Community. The local community supported us from the start. We need to focus on building a stronger community.
Compete. Compete. The games were an outstanding success, with almost 2,400 athletes competing. Universities are competing for applicants.
Competition. Competition. A design competition. There is fierce competition between banks. The competition for this job is strong.
Complain. Complain. She never complains, but she's obviously exhausted. Joe was always complaining about the noise made by his neighbors. They've complained about me to the police again.
Completely. Completely. It was completely different from how I had imagined it. The fire completely destroyed the building. He is completely mad.
Condition. Condition. The terms of the agreement are subject to certain conditions. It is essential to maintain the proper conditions for growth. We must accept the conditions of life as they are.
Conference. Conference. The hotel is used for exhibitions, conferences, and social events.
Connect. Connect. The towns are connected by train and bus services. Employees are rewarded with bonuses connected to their firm's performance. I think this piece connects to that piece over there.
Connected. Connected. The two companies are connected by a series of business deals. The two cities are connected by a railway line. The two incidents are connected in some way.
Consider. Consider. I'd like some time to consider. I'm considering going to the beach tomorrow. The old man considered his granddaughter thoughtfully.
Contain. Contain. This drink doesn't contain any alcohol. The cigarettes were thought to contain cannabis. I'm so excited, I can hardly contain myself.
Context. Context. Such databases are being used in a wide range of contexts. The proposals need to be considered in the context of new European directives.
Continent. Continent. The continent of Africa. The continent of Europe. A continent fever.
Continue. Continue. If the current trend continues, that number will increase 165% by 2050. He was unable to continue with his job. We continue the story from the point reached in Chapter 1.
Control. Control. The party expects to gain control of the council in the next election. The whole operation is under the control of a production manager. The government has complete control over the situation.
Cook. Cook. John is a very good cook. Susan was a school cook. Shall I cook dinner tonight?
Cooker. Cooker. A gas cooker. We've got a new cooker in the kitchen.
Copy. Copy. The thieves replaced the original painting with a copy. The problem is telling which is the original document and which the copy. Please copy these reports for me.
Corner. Corner. The four corners of a square. Jan sat at one corner of the table. Welcome to our English corner.
Correctly. Correctly. Have you spelled it correctly? She correctly answered 8 questions.
Couple. Couple. We're a married couple. They were a strange couple. We went out for dinner as a couple.
Crazy. Crazy. Are you crazy? We could get killed doing that. I've been crazy busy. Keep that crazy away from me.
Creative. Creative. She has a very creative mind. He has a very creative approach to problem solving. I'm trying to come up with a creative solution to the problem.
Credit. Credit. I'd like to give my credit card details. I've got unlimited credit. She applied for the course and got credit for her previous studies.
Crime. Crime. This month's figures show an increase in violent crime. Shoplifting was a serious crime.
Cross. Cross. She made the cross after swearing. I've put a cross on the map to show where the hotel is. Place a cross against the preferred choice.
Crowd. Crowd. He pushed his way through the crowd. A huge crowd gathered in the street outside. They crowded through the archway and into the park.
Crowded. Crowded. We made our way through the crowded streets. A very crowded city.
Cupboard. Cupboard. Kitchen cupboards. Put the cups back into the cupboard.
Curly. Curly. Long curly hair. My hair is just naturally thick and curly.
Cycle. Cycle. I cycle to work every day. The market goes through a cycle of highs and lows. The company went through a cycle of expansion and contraction.
Daily. Daily. Many people still read a daily newspaper. The museum is open daily. The trial was reported in all the popular dailies.
Danger. 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 Keep out. His life was in danger. There's plenty of danger in the desert.
Data. Data. We collected publicly available data over a 10-day period. There is very little data available.
Dead. Dead. He was declared dead on arrival at the hospital. The lake was dead and covered in algae. The town was dead, with no sign of life.
Death. Death. The anniversary of his wife's death. He had been depressed since the death of his father. The death of my grandmother saddened the whole family.
Decision. Decision. I think I've made the right decision. I'll make the decision on my own. It is the decision of the court that movies are protected as free speech.
Deep. Deep. A deep hole. She was in deep trouble. He traveled deep into the forest.
Definitely. Definitely. I definitely remember sending the letter. I shall definitely be at the airport to meet you. Joe definitely doesn't know how to drive a tractor.
Degree. Degree. Set at an angle of 45 degrees. Water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, or 0 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius. She has 2 bachelor's degrees and is studying towards a master's degree.
Dentist. Dentist. To see your dentist. His mouth is still sore from his visit to the dentist's.
Department. Department. The Department of Health. The Council's Finance Department.
Depend. Depend. We would like to go skiing, but it depends on the amount of snow. Starting salary varies from £26,000 to £30,500, depending on experience.
Desert. Desert. The Sahara is the world's largest desert. They deserted the sinking ship. I feel like I've been deserted by my friends.
Designer. Designer. One of the country's top fashion designers. A leading car designer. A font designer.
Destroy. Destroy. The building was completely destroyed by fire. The room had been destroyed by fire. Smoking destroys the natural subtlety of the palate.
Detective. Detective. A police detective. Detectives are anxious to interview anyone who saw the car.
Develop. Develop. I need to develop a plan for the next 3 weeks. From birth to age 5, a child's brain develops rapidly. She came to get the film developed.